So this week is the week of circumcision. The whole beginning of the parsha of the week is where God tells us how He came to visit Avraham Avinu after his circumcision. Personally, we had a circumcision today in the family. And I have with me a little boy had the circumcision a while ago. So we're going to today, instead of saying Mizmor L'Soida, the prayers of little kids is much more powerful than the prayers we adults say. So Laser is going to say Torah. Say.
Torah.
Torah.
Shiva.
Tziva. Lanu. Moshe.
Babasha.
Rabasha. Kehilas.
Yaakov.
Yaakov. Shema.
Shabbat.
Shema.
Yisrael.
Yisrael. Adonai.
Eloheinu.
Eloheinu. Adonai.
Echad.
Echad. Now, Laser is going to give tzedakah. Put some tzedakah. Three coins. Beautiful. Oh, you have more? Excellent. Thank you so much, Laser. You want to go play with your brother, with your sisters? Yeah, good. So, a little change. Friday, I always share a story. And since we're in the circumcision stories, I want to share with you something, an experience that I had, which to me was exceptional. That's a number of years back. Russian Jews arrived in Montreal. And that was the time right after the Russian transformed. Russia became open. Nun Aleph, Tafshinun and Aleph. And many of them were not circumcised. I would say most of the males, Jewish males in Russia, were not circumcised simply because there was no possibility of doing it. So there was a constant ongoing program of as many people, adults, as possible to circumcise. Now, I had the privilege, the schus, the merit, to be the sandak at a 65-year-old man. Now, I should specify, you do not hold a 65-year-old man like a little baby in your hand to do the bris milah. But what you do is, the person is lying on the bed. There is an expert moil who is used to and specializes in adults, because it's not the same as a little child. Although we find in the parsha that Avraham Avinu was 99 years old and apparently did it himself. But so here we had a male standing next to the baby, the 65-year-old baby who's going to be circumcised. And me as a sandak, I was standing at the head of this person, and putting my hand under his head, supporting his head. Wide awake, local anesthesia, but wide awake. And the moyel asks a question to this young man, because in fact that day we did 13 brisen. Besides, he was one of the 13. There was also a grandfather, a father, and an 8-day-old baby. The same day, all three of them, 3 generations were circumcised. And as I'm standing there and holding, and it's an emotional moment for everyone, the moyel asks something to this man, which I did not understand because I didn't and still don't speak any Russian. But I see this man is getting very serious. And suddenly, on his bed, where he's lying, there's actually a mattress on top of a table, so it should be higher. He takes his 2 fists. And my friends, those fists were big. He was a soldier in the Russian Navy. In fact, he was in charge of one of the nuclear submarines of Russia. Takes his 2 hands and bangs on his chest. He banged on his chest that the whole bed shook. And he said, Yevrey. This I did understand. Yevrey means Jewish. So now I'm curious to know, what was this conversation? So I asked the Moil, what did you ask him? So the Moil tells me, I asked him, why are you doing this? You're 65 years old. It's surgery. Thank God usually there is no complications, but you never know. Why? You lived your whole life like this. Why do you need to do this now? And his natural response was, what do you mean why? Yevrey, I'm Jewish. That's when I understood the meaning of conversion. It's an infinite bond with God, done on the 8th day, the time representing infinity, which is beyond any explanation, which is beyond any experience. We usually do it with an 8-day-old. I had the privilege to see it at a 65-year-old.